I'm surprised and shocked to read your ideas about Taj Mahal. I think that they appear to be very illogical. I have to ask you certain questions. I'm very much disturbed.
Yes,
You've gone against the established, well-known dictionaries. And what evidence is there to support that the Taj Mahal was built 500 years prior to the birth of Shah Jahan? How do you say that? How do you justify that?
There is a Sanskrit inscription by Raja Paramarthi Dev, and his time, the time when he lived, is 500 years before Shah Jahan. And that inscription says that Raja Paramarthi Dev built a Shiva temple in Agra, and because that Shiva, one of the names of Shiva is Tejolinga, and that Tejolinga was installed, consecrated in this building called Taj Mahal.
So you mean to say that one of the names of Shiva is Teja?
Tejaji.
Tejaji.
The local people in India around Agra, they call Shiva as Tejaji.
You mean to say around Agra?
Yes, around.
So they generally they prefer to call Tejaji instead of Shiva.
Shiva.
So
Because
how can you say that? How does it become then Taj Mahal?
by wrong Muslim pronunciation. It was a mistaken pronunciation of
What is the real pronunciation then?
Tejolinga. Shivalingas are of several types.
Yeah.
And the type of Shivalinga which was installed in this particular building was Tejolinga. There are various Tejolinga, Apling, Prithviling, Vayuling, Akashling.
Yeah.
There are 5 types of lingas. Of this Tejolinga was installed, consecrated in this particular building in Agra. And therefore it was called Tejo Mahalaya. Mahalaya means a great abode of the Tejolinga of Shiva.
Mahalaya, what language are you speaking?
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit. Alaya means what?
Alaya means abode.
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 Can you give me some example about that?
Devalaya, Himalaya, Granthalaya.
So what do you mean by Himalaya?
Himalaya means where there is this
Him means ice, I know that.
So it is always covered with ice. Himalaya.
Means house of...
Store.
House of...
Alaya means abode of snow.
Abode of snow.
And Devalaya means abode of God. Granthalaya means abode of volumes, books.
So how does it become then a Taj Mahal?
Because it was Tejolinga was there. So it was Taj Mahal, Mahalaya, Tejo Mahalaya.
Tejo Mahalaya. So
Tejo Mahalaya is popularly because of Muslim this deterioration in the language pronunciation. Tejo Mahalaya became Taj Mahal.
that is, I just cannot understand that, but anyhow, for time being I'll again come for interviewing you, and I'll try to say I want more clarification, but I am really shocked. Tell me, what architectural evidence is there that the Taj Mahal was a Hindu temple? How do you say that? How do you justify that?
It is a 7-story building. People think that it's only 1 story, it's wrong. It's a 7-story building. And we have a tradition, Hindu tradition, is of 7 stories and octagon. Any building which is of traditional Hindu shape is always octagonal and 7-story. For instance,
Octagonal means the floor is octagonal, or what is octagonal?
building is octagonal.
Means that the floor, if we see, walls.
Yes, the walls of the first story, they have four. It is they have towers on the four sides, and they have two faces each. So four corners having two faces each makes an octagon. I got this booklet in which there are 118 serially numbered proofs about Taj Mahal having been built 500 years before Shah Jahan as a Shiva temple.
What architectural evidence is there that the Taj was a Hindu temple?
First, there is the inscription, Sanskrit inscription of Raja Paramadri Dev, who lived about 500 years before Shah Jahan. That inscription says that this Raja Paramadri Dev's minister Salakshan, he built a Shiva temple, and which was crystal white, and it was so beautiful that Shah Jahan, Shiva, when consecrated in that temple, he never wanted to go to Kailash. Such is the Sanskrit inscription that even it pleased, the building was so beautiful, so nice, that it pleased even Lord Shiva, who didn't want to go to Kailash. That is the Sanskrit inscription which I have quoted in my book.
Which book is that?
The Taj Mahal is Tejo Mahal Shiva temple. This is the book.
Can we go in, have you written it in detail?
Yes. It has 360 pages and 86 photos of different facets and different stories of the Taj Mahal. And it is a traditional Hindu Vedic formula. Just as even in modern English terminology, we say a person is on the seventh heaven. So seventh heaven is the highest strata, and therefore this Taj Mahal is 7-storied. And it has hundreds of rooms which have all been closed ever since Shah Jahan took it over and buried his wife in it. The archaeology department of the government of India is misleading everybody, and they are not showing all the 7 stories of the Taj Mahal to visitors, though they charge an entrance fee.
How many rooms have been actually locked or closed, in your opinion?
About 1,000 maybe. About 1,000 rooms. Because in the 7 stories, even the marble platform has 13 arches on the length side and breadth side. So if you multiply 33 by 33, there are 33 arches. 33 by 33, so 1,079 rooms, or at least that much area, is in the marble platform itself. Plus the other rooms in all the other 6 stories. The marble platform has that much space. It could be divided, because there are actual arches on the length side and breadth side, and they are almost equal. So 33 into 33, 1,079 rooms even in the marble platform. And below the marble platform there are 2 stories which you can see only from the Yamuna river side, because at the back side is Yamuna. And the people who come from Agra city to Taj Mahal, they come on the marble platform, where the marble platform begins, from a red stone courtyard. So they have to remove their shoes at the red stone courtyard and then ascend the marble steps of the Taj Mahal platform. But if you go to the back side of the platform and look down, then the Yamuna is 2 stories below that. And therefore, the marble platform begins on the 3rd story. So there are 2 other stories below the marble platform which can be seen from the back side. So in all there are 7 stories. 5 stories in marble and 2 stories in red stone. And they contain maybe thousands of rooms, as I showed you, as I told you, even in the marble platform there are 1079. Actually maybe divided into rooms or maybe that much area. Because unless you open the marble platform, the 13 arches on the length and breadth side, you won't know whether they are actually rooms or they are big halls.
But why are they locked?
Because the question was that when Shah Jahan took it over and buried his wife in it, then how many servants it will require to every day wash and sweep, first sweep and then wash the 7 stories of the Taj Mahal, thousands of rooms. And that is why he barred, not only locked, he barred them with bricks. And those photos of those barred bricks I have in this book, The Taj Mahal is a Temple Palace. It has 86 photos. And some of those 86 photos show how the 5 stories or the 7 stories, how they have been barred with brick and lime. Arches, windows, they have been barred. And therefore it is very dark inside those 5 stories or 6 stories which are locked.
And Muslims all say that why there is this moon and star on the dome. Why that moon and star is there? If there should be a Hindu symbol or something like that.
Yes.
But that is an Islamic symbol.
That concept and that propaganda by Islam is totally wrong. What is on the dome? A trident, it's a trident. And with a coconut kept on a kalash and mango leaves under it. So it is a totally Hindu concept, a totally Hindu symbol, which is being misinterpreted by people saying that it is a moon. It's not a moon.
It's not a moon and there's no star there.
It has no star.
So instead of star you mean
it is a trident.
It's a trident.
Trident, which is the symbol of Lord Shiva, or which is the weapon of Lord Shiva, which he carries in his hand.
Trident is what?
Trishul.
Trishul. And that's the symbol of Shiva.
Shiva.
So
Shiva always carries a trident in his house, in his hands. That is.
What is the documentary evidence? And why did Shah Jahan requisition this building? Where was the need for that?
Shah Jahan had 2 motives in seizing the Taj Mahal and annexing it. One motive was that a big Shiva temple may be lost to the Hindus and may be converted in a tomb, Muslim tomb. For instance, one very interesting thing, when I began to lecture on this, that the Taj Mahal is not a Muslim tomb but a Hindu temple, then residents of Agra, who are Hindus, they told me a very fine tradition. They said that our ancestors used to visit 5 Shiva temples in Agra in the month of Shravan and then take their evening meal. That is, all the Hindus living near about Agra, they, in the month of Shravan, which is the rainy season about July, around July. So, it is still a Hindu custom in Agra that Hindu residents of Agra, who are Orthodox, who carry out some Orthodox, follow the Orthodox line, in the month of Shravan, the evening meal is to be taken after visiting 5 Shiva shrines. But nowadays they say, the Hindus of Agra said, they have only 4 Shiva shrines. And we didn't know which was the 5th Shiva shrine. So when Mr. Oak, you discovered that Taj Mahal is a Hindu palace, then we suddenly realized that our ancestors who used to visit 5 Shiva temples before their meal in the month of Shravan, evening meal. So this is the 5th temple which you have showed, and we are very happy. I am now going to tell you some written proofs. One is Badshanama, which is the official history of Shah Jahan written by his court chronicler Mullah Abdul Hamid Lahori. In that he says that Shah Jahan purposely built Mumtaz in the Tazi Makan so that the world may admire. So Tazi Makan, that is the building called Taj. But Taj is the wrong pronunciation of Tejo Mahal hai. And then, why did he bury Mumtaz? First to destroy the temple, sort of the temple, to change a Hindu temple into a mausoleum, so that Orthodox Hindus may no longer be able to use it. That was one motive as a Muslim, that Shah Jahan wanted to convert a Shiva temple into a mausoleum. And the other proof is that when Shah Jahan was still on the throne and Aurangzeb was a prince, then Shah Jahan sent him an order that Aurangzeb, who was at that time, his name was not Aurangzeb, but his name, that title was conferred on him afterwards. So, when Aurangzeb was a prince, he was the governor of Punjab. But Shah Jahan transferred him to go to the south because Shivaji, the Marathas, were gaining strength in the south. So when Aurangzeb was transferred from Punjab to the Deccan, he, with his followers, etc., elephants, camels, etc., he went on foot from the Punjab to the south. And when he halted in Agra, because they were halting at night, they used to halt and march in the morning.
Sure.
I was talking about two written evidences about the Taj Mahal. One is that Shah Jahan's own Bakshanama says that I took this building over from Raja Jai Singh of Jaipur, and it was then known, that building was known as Raja Man Singh's Mahal. But his grandson Jai Singh was at that time a contemporary of Shah Jahan, and he was the ruler in Jaipur. And because the Jaipur rulers were under the Mughals, therefore Shah Jahan requisitioned this building. He said that my wife has died and she is to be buried here. But actually Mumtaz had died about 1,600 miles south of Agra, in Baranpur. And she was actually buried for 6 months in Baranpur. And when Shah Jahan raised the topic, or on this ground he requisitioned the buildings in the Maharaja of Jaipur, because though it was in Agra, it was the property of the Maharaja of Jaipur. So Shah Jahan sent him a letter saying that my Begum has died, Mumtaz Begum, and I want to bury her in this particular building. His motive was to deprive the Hindus of a big